Hello and welcome to Topper's Call. This is the show, as all of you know, where we invite our students who are studying in different national level institutes, whether it is IIMs, NLUs, or any other national level college, and they are pursuing some top courses in some top colleges. We try to talk to them. They are toppers. They are in national level law schools, national level MBA colleges. Try to understand why did they choose this career. उन्होंने ये करियर क्यों चूज किया, जो भी वो कर रहे हैं उनको क्या ऐसा मिला इन नेशनल लेवल के कॉलेजेस में, वेदर या आईएम थे या एनएलयूज थे। एंड ये सीरीज में हम काफी पहले लोगों से बात कर चुके हैं। आज हम बात करने वाले हैं नेहा शर्मा से। नेहा शर्मा इज करंटली गोइंग टू मूव इनटू 4th ईयर एट अ वेरी प्रेस्टिजियस कॉलेज, नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी गुवाहाटी, और बहुत अच्छा करेंगे। शी इज अ वेरी ब्रिलियंट इंटेलिजेंट गर्ल। इनसे पहले मैं बात करूं और इनको वेलकम करूं, आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू हु आर वाचिंग आवर चैनल, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब टू दिस चैनल, बेल बटन दबा दीजिए ताकि आपको ऐसे इंटरव्यूज और नोटिफिकेशन मिल जाए, एंड शेयर दिस इंटरेक्शन। जो ये वीडियो है मेरा और नेहा के बीच में, प्लीज शेयर दिस विद all the students. So before going ahead, I am Dr. Dinesh Nagpan. I am Chief Mentor at Career Compass, and we have our guest today, Neha Sharma, a 4th year student at NLU Guwahati. Welcome to the show, Neha.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Okay, right.
Thank you so much.
Well, Neha, it's really good, to talking to you. Neha, आपने मुझे जहाँ तक याद आता है, आपने +2 में शायद you have picked up humanities, right? आपने arts.
Yes, sir, humanities.
अच्छा, ये एक बहुत कॉमन थॉट है लोगों में that let's do a +2 in arts, commerce, and then go to any college, maybe probably Delhi University is a big draw in this area. या जितने भी छोटे शहर हैं हमारे, हिसार हो गया, जयपुर हो गया, वहाँ सबका ये रहता है कि लेट्स गो टू दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी फर्स्ट एंड फिर सोचें। बट डिफाइन द कन्वेंशनल विजडम, यू डिफाइन द कन्वेंशनल विजडम, आपने कुछ अलग हट के सोचा, and instead of going to a BA program from any university, you chose to pursue 5-year integrated law program at NLU Guwahati. और जितने बच्चे मुझे सुन रहे हैं वो देख लें, वेबसाइट पे जाकर गूगल पे रिसर्च कर लें कि NLU Guwahati कितना प्रेस्टिजियस कॉलेज है। Yes, so you chose to do a 5-year law program at NLU Guwahati. Why so? Why not a BA? Why a 5-year LLB?
Sir, actually the thing was, after initially after 10th, I had like a decent enough grades in 10th, and then there was a dilemma whether to, go for the conventional ideas of doing a medical course or commerce, as everyone is around saying that a banking job and all that. But then it struck me that all of those areas will somehow restrict the ambit of my knowledge, and then I won't be able to, I'll be restricted in a box, and then if ever in future I'll have to change my mind as to where the direction takes me, I won't be able to do that in, all those conventional courses. So there was this pamphlet circulating around of and my father was like, this is a very new thing that I'm hearing, that someone is counseling you on whether to choose a career or not. And obviously, of course, it was you who in like our small town city Hisar, that you were providing this guidance of the simple fact as to what to choose to study, rather than telling us how to study. That came on later on. So I would say that talking to you and then having the experience that my brother had with you earlier, Abhishek, he studied under your guidance, and so all of that, somehow made me realize that maybe these conventional courses are not for me, and I would rather pursue law, and that too in a national law university, because there's a small number of universities, and selected students only get there after giving the exam, and so yeah, that's why.
Next, go ahead, ask the next question. I'll request you to be a little louder for the recording purpose.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, you said a thing कि you talked to me, और फिर आपको लगा कि law में आप restrict नहीं करोगी, law में बहुत सारे options आपके पास हैं, so you chose law, and that too from a national university. क्योंकि national university के बारे में भी बहुत लोगों को नहीं पता है. There are 23 national universities very interested to hear. नेहा, तो 3 साल अब आप वहाँ पूरे करने जा रही हो, जो डिसीजन लेते समय आपके दिमाग में चीज थी, द रीजन दैट यू शेयर अर्लियर कि आपको लॉ में ऑप्शंस बहुत मिल जाएंगी, पॉसिबिलिटीज बहुत होंगी, यू विल नॉट बी रिस्ट्रिक्टेड, तो 3 साल में आपको ऐसा लग रहा है कि आपका डिसीजन सही था या आपको शायद कुछ और करना चाहिए?
As far as I am concerned, sir, obviously I think my decision was right, because within these 3 years, this time span of 3 years, I've changed my mind a lot of times as to what I'm going to do in future. But then that wide scope remains the same, as in doing or pursuing something in the field of law. But then this field in its peculiarity is that it won't restrict you to a particular job that you're going to get after, completing the entire course. So my teacher in the first year asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I had different ideas, as in I'd be a lawyer, or maybe I'd join politics or something, going very extraordinary there. But then after 3 years, when the same teachers asked me, I have the capability to tell them that maybe that wasn't the right decision, but still I have this opportunity and scope that I can mold my decisions. I'll learn on the way and then mold my decisions, rather than restricting myself to a particular thing that I want to be a doctor or I want to be an engineer or something.
You mean to say that the options after pursuing a 5-year law program, especially at an NLU, are so diverse and so different that one can move it very direction. तो थोड़ा सा आप शेयर करोगे कि आप अभी आपका फाइनल ईयर जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनका कुछ प्लेसमेंट हुआ होगा और कुछ लोगों को जॉब मिलेगी, तो किस तरह के करियर ऑप्शंस एक एनएलयू के बच्चे के लिए अवेलेबल रहते हैं आपके पास?
So the thing is that as soon as you enter into an NLU, especially coming from a small town or city like Hisar, you would see that the students there, coming from a lot of different states of the entire country, have so much to put in into your mind, that a lot of people will be interested in journalism for one point. There will be magazines, there will be debates, there will be a classroom interactions that would in itself mold you somehow, that there is not a single thing that you are pursuing here, and then you experiment yourself, you try to debate, you try to go into a mood, you go to internship, you meet new people, and then they suggest you different ideas, and then those ideas might shape your mind in a particular direction by the time you reach 3rd year or 4th year, and then you are concrete on your plans. So an NLU basically gives you the exposure of getting in touch with a lot of people from diverse areas, and especially the teachers of the local city or state there. They'll completely change your mindset from where you came from and then where you are right now.
Okay, so the final year batch this year, क्या रहा उनका? Did they get very good placements या ये लॉकडाउन के कारण कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है लोगों को, और अगर कॉर्पोरेट में नहीं जा रहे तो और क्या क्या कर रहे हैं?
The campus placements are obviously restricted because of the lockdown, but there were a few students who applied for universities abroad. Like the very first name that comes to my mind is my senior Animesh Bordoloi. He got into the Law University of Singapore, and he's the LLM candidate there. Srijan Mishra, he is also gonna pursue his LLM from abroad. And last year also, there were a pretty good number of students who went abroad to study. Or a lot of students got selected in Assam state services for starters. And so I think the university is growing, and with the passage of time, and then there are ample opportunities for one to pursue.
Yes, this people actually hardly know that getting a top class masters in law after you are an NLU student, that you are a good scholarship, is a possibility. अच्छा, जो आपने आपके कुछ साथी होंगे जिन्होंने प्लस टू आपके साथ किया, they would have done a DA or a BCom from the college. आपने 3 साल NLU करना कॉलेज में बताया, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि जो इनको करिकुलम पढ़ाया जाता है कि ऑब्वियसली यूनिवर्सिटी से कोर्स होता है, एक नॉर्मल कॉलेज के बच्चे को बीए को बीकॉम को किसी भी बीएससी का स्टूडेंट हो, मे बी दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी, कुरुक्षेत्र यूनिवर्सिटी, पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी, जो नॉर्मल कॉलेज होते हैं एकेडमिक कोर्सेज, वो क्या चीजें नहीं सीख पाते हैं जो एक नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी का बच्चा सीखता
As I earlier mentioned, sir, the scope of a student studying in conventional courses like BA, and that too in the hometown, as in like I had my batchmates who are doing their BA or BBA from CR University or maybe other JAT college and all that. The limitation there is that they'll remain restricted in the ambit that they were provided right from the childhood.
है?
I mean, when I went to the National Law University, I realized that there were a lot of things that I wasn't even taught in my school. I mean, like students coming from other universities, they were already accomplished in debating MUNs. I, for that matter, didn't even know how MUNs work. And going there was a bit of a shock for me that people are engaging in such things right from the start. So getting into an NLU will provide you with opportunities where you can you won't even learn from your teachers and seniors. Rather, you would learn from your batchmates only, knowing that these people coming from various areas had a different and lot of opportunities rather than what we would have done if we remained in our conventional courses and things.
Essentially, the difference between an NLU is and a regular BA program is NLU gives you options आपको activities में, societies में, आपको you can travel outside this college, inter-college participation, inter-university, international. Because मैं बहुत सारे बच्चों को जानता हूँ आपकी तरह जो कि इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे जिन्होंने पार्टिसिपेट किया, जबकि BA BCom के कॉलेज में इस तरह की पर्सनालिटी जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन का एंगल है, I think that is missing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, since you have invited the like very well, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन और है आपसे कि 3 साल में NLU गुवाहाटी, what are the most important learnings that you have picked up and which have transformed you as a person?
I think, sir, the foremost thing that I learned is that if right from the start you decide that this is the particular area that I'm stepping into, and these are the only skills that I have, and then I'll pursue in future, you are at a great loss. I mean, like from NLU, I learned that experimenting always and on a regular basis is a must because you never know the qualities that you have. I still remember the time when I joined your institute and you had this mock moot thing one day, and then I didn't have any idea as to how to, like me being a person who would hesitate talking to a friend, I was shocked that this teacher is asking me to speak in front of a lot of people. So I didn't know that I could do that. But then you pushed me and then you told me to do that. And then I still remember the day, I guess me and my batchmate Siddharth, you announced both of us as the best speakers of the moot or something like that. So that from the very start gave me the idea that sometimes you don't even know what you can achieve. So like keep experimenting and then never restrict your skills to a particular point.
Two more questions. One, where do you see our role, our this role of CC, current office, mentors, faculty, teachers, in your selection in NLU?
Sir, as I earlier mentioned, your role started right from the point where I had to select what I'm going to do in future. And then later on when I joined the institution obviously provided a great many number of teachers that would interact personally with you. More than that, it provided an environment where you can just go there and study even after classes. You won't have a separate time slot after a class for doubts. Rather, you would have an entire class devoted to the doubt sessions. Me being a person who was really weak at math, I remember JP sir, Shivam sir taking extra classes for one single student if that was required. And you personally would call me up telling me you weren't there in the class and why didn't you appear for the moot. And then there used to be a list of moot results in front of the class that would always push us to do better after each and every moot. So there were a lot of good teachers that I had, and then a lot of good habits that I learned, as in like simple things. You would just come to class and say that read newspapers. And then me and I remember my brother also, we would literally sit on the newspaper and underline it. And then you were like, yeah, that's exactly what you have to do. If you have to, like the major chunk of the paper comes from general knowledge. So you'll get from there. You being a English tutor also in the institute always pursued us to, keep on adding those words from the newspaper in our bank. So I would say the institute, from a lot of aspects, pushed me to do better.
Thank you so much, Nlujaa. So, last question of the day. 3 years into NLP Guwahati, बहुत सारे बच्चों के मन में क्वेश्चन होता है सर वहाँ पे स्टूडेंट लाइफ कैसी होती है, हाउ आर द फैसिलिटीज, क्या हम सिर्फ पढ़ाई करते रहते हैं, क्या वहाँ पे पढ़ाई के अलावा कुछ और होता है, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर होता है, कुछ स्पोर्ट्स भी होता है, खाना ठीक मिलता है या नहीं मिलता, लाइब्रेरी होगी या नहीं होगी. So all these questions they have in mind. Please share your experience of 3 years at NLP Guwahati.
I think, sir, right from the point where, in the schools we used to have houses denoted for particular activities. In a national law university, those houses become and transform into centers. There will be different centers assigned for different fields that you can enter into. You don't have to enter into all the fields, but then it provides you ample opportunity to pick a center for yourself. There will be professors coming in, there will be lawyers coming in, there will be a lot of spokespersons coming in, there will be regular seminars, there will be, for that matter, annual functions that we used to have in schools. There are in universities. The thing is that people from other national law universities come into those fests that we organize. And then more than taking participation in those cultural events, you get to organize those cultural events. So you are the backbone behind organizing those things. So you actively take part in those things. So more or less, it's an enchanting experience being in NNLU.
Today it was really, really lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for being
Thank you,
with
sir.
us. We'll be shortly airing this interview with you. So, friends, that was Neha Sharma, who is a fourth-year student at NLU Guwahati. आपने सुना इनको बहुत her experience at NLU has been great. And Neha, we wish you all the best for your future and all your endeavors.
Thank you so much, sir.
God gives you the right direction and good grades like you're getting to now. Thank you so much, Neha.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.